Hey guys, this is Chung from the Wargamers Consortium,
And I'm Adam.
and we're here to talk about Parallax Warbands, right?
Yep.
Okay, and we're going to go through and do a quick how-to videos based on the beta quick start rules.
Correct.
Yeah, and so that way you'll find out more about this game and how it's played and stuff. So let's go and give it a go.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
All right.
So the first thing you're going to need is a 3 foot by 3 foot playing area. This one, for example, which is really extravagant, was made by Octave Villa of Play It Painted. So it's really cool. But it can be as simple as just a tablecloth if you want, and some books. Whatever you feel comfortable with. It just has to be able to show that you've got different heights and things to go around, provide cover, things like that.
Okay.
Next thing we need are models. So a couple examples are the Hodgen.
Okay. Now these are Hodgen is a faction, right?
Hodgen is a faction. They are the Elephant Men, and they're really basically, they're meant for casters.
Okay.
We have the Minotaur. And he's basically your heavy hitter. He's your brutal guy, gets into hand-to-hand. Positive is he does a lot of damage. Negative is he costs a lot of points to put onto the field.
Gotcha.
We have a Kayad, which is a dogman, the Wolfen, almost.
I like those guys.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. And they're not as heavy hitters as your Minotaur, but in pack animals, they really do a lot of damage.
Oh,
So it's pretty cool.
nice.
And the last one that I have to show today is the Sicarius, which is the Catman.
I like cats too. Kitty cats.
And they're your archer crew. So they do a lot of things like lay down totems, which can help support themselves. They can fly around the table. And they're big, too.
Yeah, they're pretty big. We'll go and put up the size chart here, and you can see how big they are.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Next thing you're going to want is character cards.
Okay.
So right now, our current design for character cards are these. And these are going to give you the abilities and stats of your characters.
Now, this is basically the beta cards, right? I mean, we're going to redesign this stuff anyways, right?
Correct. So right now, we're in the beta zone.
Okay.
Which means the game is fully developed. We've got models, we've got cards, we've got rules. We've play tested the crud out of it. Mm-hmm. And we're good to go. Okay. But now we want user feedback on even more.
Right.
So
exactly.
We could really almost go right now, but we want to wait till December. We have a forum up online and get people's feedback who are doing the Kickstarter and others just to see what they like and what they don't like so we can even make it even a better game.
Awesome. Yeah, what else would we need here?
And what you're also going to need is some 10-sided dice. Like that.
How many would you need for this game about? 8 to 10?
That would be fine.
Yeah.
Even 5, which is what we're offering as part of the add-on pack, would be okay for you.
Okay.
You may have to roll a few more, but yeah, that's fine.
All right.
The other thing you're going to need is some markers and tokens. And we'll show you why in the middle of the game, but these are going to be your exhaustion points and showing how you're marking your character off.
Gotcha. And you also need a tape measure, I take it.
And then tape measure, of course.
Yeah.
This one is the mighty fancy orange one that you may recognize.
Yeah.
So to start out with, you're going to need to create a warband. And a warband is basically, if you play RPGs at all, it's your adventuring party.
Gotcha.
It's what you're going to use to complete contract cards.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
we'll talk about contract cards later on in the video.
Sweet.
Yeah. So what's the standard size for a game?
Standard size game for a basic game is 250 points, and it's going to take you roughly 45 minutes to an hour to play.
And that's about a model count, about 4 to 6?
About 4 to 6.
4 to 6 models. So
that
it's
works.
A quick, very quick skirmish game.
It is.
Very much like another game out there. I don't know if we should mention it, but yeah, there's other ways to play the game. Just a quick skirmish game, or you could build a campaign out of it.
You can.
Yeah.
So there's 2 different types of models right now. There's personalities, which is what we're going to be using today, which are pre-built characters.
Right.
Which come right in the book. You can use them right out the gate. Here it is. Here's what the stats are. Here's what they do. Okay. The other really cool thing and the unique factor about this game is, like an RPG, you can design it yourself. So we give you all the basics of creating your own Minotaur. We tell you what it can do. It's the minimums and maximums. You get to pick the attributes for it, the skills, the weapon, everything else.
So you customize your own character's battle on the table.
You're not dependent on what we want you to do.
Right.
We want you to make this your game and what you want to do with it.
So customization on the characters you play on the field, that's pretty cool.
And as your characters grow, by the way, if you're playing customization, your characters grow with each game.
Oh, nice. So they get more powerful.
They get more powerful as you go on, and it continues to be balanced.
Very awesome, very awesome. And of course, as we already mentioned, it's a D10 system. So
it is.
The dice you're going to use is 10-sided dice.
10-sided dice.
Okay.
And in this game, you want to roll low, not high. So for all those people out there who can't roll a 10, this is the game for you.
Yeah, maybe I'm going to really like this game. So the next thing we're talking about is the turn-based system, and how does that work in this game?
So for a round, each player gets to activate a character per turn.
Okay.
When the character has done all the actions he can by using EP, then it goes to the next player.
Okay.
They use a character, they use all their EP, and it goes back and forth until all the characters have activated.
Nice.
Characters can only activate once per round.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. Okay, so in this game we can pre-measure, yes?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
There's an arc facing?
There's front arc facing of 180. Mm-hmm. Your character can see 360, but if you attack somebody from behind in the back 180, you're going to get a plus to your attack number.
Okay. All right, so how do you determine line of sight in this game?
As long as you can see part of the character's area,
Okay.
you can see the character.
Now, when you say area, what do you mean by area?
How tall he is.
Oh, okay.
How tall and how wide he is. So he basically has a cylinder around him,
Gotcha.
around the base. Not around, so the arms don't really count. But if you looked at the base and you went straight up,
Yeah.
that's how line of sight works.
Okay,
So as
is
long
there a
as-
certain height limit that's determined anywhere, like on the character card, or just the height of the model itself?
height of the model itself?
Gotcha. Okay, height of the model itself.
So there is some terrain that will affect that.
Okay.
So the smaller characters get benefit because they're smaller, so they can hide behind terrain better.
Okay.
But even the larger models will get the benefit of terrain.
Cool. All right, and finally, on what you need to know in the basics of this game, what is triumphs and what is blunders?
A triumph is a 1.
Okay.
So any 1 that you roll, automatically you get to roll another dice.
Nice.
A blunder is a 10, which cancels out a 1.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's still a successful roll. A 1 is still a 1, still successful. You just don't get to roll another dice for it. So
Gotcha.
rolling 1's really good and gives you a bonus. Rolling 10's really bad, negates a bonus.
Yeah, remember, it's backwards in this game on the numbering, and what it is, triumphs and blunders, basically hits and crits and fumbles.
Crits and fumbles, basically. Anybody can slip on a banana peel.
Yeah, gotcha. Banana peel. So in this game, of course, like any other game, there's terrain.
There
and
is.
Terrain affects gameplay.
Correct.
And how does it affect gameplay in this game?
So terrain gives you bonuses and negatives depending on what you're doing with it. So for example, shooting through it is a soft cover for, let's say, a tree or a hedge.
Okay.
Would be -1 target number.
Okay.
If you're looking at a box, like a hard box or a piece of stone wall, and you're within an inch of it, you're going to get -2 to your target number.
Okay.
If you're in a forest, it's not as easy to move forward through it.
Okay.
So it doesn't affect you in the way of some games where it's going to affect your movement. You can still move through it,
Yeah.
but it's just going to cost you more EP exhaustion points to get through it because you have to be more careful when you're walking.
Gotcha. Now, when you're in a forest, I take it if the base is half on and half off of the forest, that's considered soft cover.
Soft cover.
And we're within 2 inches inside the forest, it is hard cover.
That's hard cover.
Gotcha.
But the hard cover affects you too. You won't be able to shoot out of it, and you can't shoot into it.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. All right. So that's just the base. Is there more to the terrain rules in the full game later on?
there will be.
There will be,
Eventually,
okay.
at some point, there will be. But right now, these are the basics that we're
Right.
working on, and yes.
Okay, cool.